Okay, so before the video starts, I would like to talk to you about Alexander Mann, the developer of Yandere Simulator. I have a link down in the description to a video about his personal life. Go check that one out. But TLDR, he has supported a lot of shitty things in the past that I found objectionable. He has said on open forums that he has fantasized about killing his parents. He has also talked about the Columbine shootings as if they were a good thing, and saying that he wants to cleanse the world of impurities. He has also claimed that he's thought about killing himself, and he has an infatuation with 2 hentai games. Overall, I think that he is a very sick man mentally, and that he should find some help. If you clicked on this video hoping for more of his personal life, I'm sorry, this is not the video for you. Hi there, my name is Potatoes953, and welcome back to my quest to piss off every group in existence. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a little indie game that, which is still in extremely early development, Yandere Simulator. Now that game has a very vocal and toxic fan base, so I'm willing to bet in a few months there will be quite a few angry comments. This situation was brought up to me by @lol_watch_this on Twitter, and I looked into it after a conversation with him. So yeah, go check him out. He's a cool guy. Now, virtually everyone knows about this game and how it's had a troubled development. However, I would like to talk to you about some of the accusations about Yandere Simulator's development and my hot takes on it. Okay, so the first thing I would like to talk to you, that should be said, is that I don't think it's entirely Yandere Dev's fault, about how bad the game is, and of course the accusations that it's never coming out. I think that the initial blame is on us. Yes, I said us. Yandere Dev, or Alexander Mann, who will henceforth be referred to as either Alexander or just as the developer. I think the game originally had a much smaller scope when he originally started development, and then big YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie made videos about it. Now, of course, he lied initially when he started development that he would delete it if any of those YouTubers managed to get their hands on the game. And big surprise, he lied. And they got their videos out, and the prototype caused hype to build, and it caused the developer to think maybe I can make it bigger and better now that there are millions of people who at least know about the game's existence, and started to broaden the scale of the project. Basically, I'm saying that it's our expectations' fault that it's in development still. Now, on to the accusations that it's never coming out. Yes, I agree, especially because the game is simply too big for Alexander, who is still a novice at everything when it comes to game design. People who have gotten into the source code found that the man can barely write script, and basically, because of the way he writes script, whenever anything breaks, he needs to rewrite the whole line, or the whole error thing. I'm not familiar with coding, but so it's so bad that the coder that TinyBuild, who was helping him, told executives to fuck off when they told him to continue working with Alexander. Now Alexander won't actually tell you that is the reason, however, why TinyBuild bailed on him. But devs at TinyBuild have spoken openly about this mess. Furthermore, he seems to be too preoccupied making fucking YouTube videos or traveling to Japan to quote-unquote work, to than actually finishing his damn game. Furthermore, there is one thing that I'm going to be talking about later, is that no publisher nor platform holder will take his game because of the context in it, which, again, I'm going to talk about later. No matter how much I hate the term cultural appropriation, I cannot feel that a term better embodies Yandere Simulator. Why do I call this, even though I hate the term? Well, I draw a fine line between cultural appropriation and appreciating culture. I feel that the line is drawn when you are or is crossed when you are degrading a culture, and the culture at hand, and to be lower than your own. For example, participating in a tea ceremony made by an American is fine. However, the line is crossed when the organizer starts making fun of Chinese or Japanese culture. That's what I'm saying. Or it's just the same as a Japanese person watching an American football game is fine, so long as they're not degrading it. Alexander has crossed the line a number of times. Alexander set his game in Japan with references to the culture, which would be fine if he didn't actively degrade the culture constantly, as if the only source he has is anime, which is simply not true. He should be reading books, articles, and speaking to people living there, but he doesn't. Furthermore, he hypersexualizes his characters, which, because it's okay, because anime does it. No, it's not. He should know this. He is an American. He has lived here his entire life. So he should know that that's not okay. There is an actual group in Japan who advocates for keeping sexuality out of anime, specifically with people under the age of 18, as we should do. But Japan has different customs than here, so it is okay there. There's a reason why so many games are censored in Western releases, like upping the age of minors, or getting rid of skimpy outfits. He thinks that just because the Japanese do it, he can degrade their whole culture by showing these. And no, I do not care that he claims all the characters are 18 or older, because no, that's simply not true. This man, he gives me a headache. Oh my god. The mechanics and assets used in the game are totally unoriginal. Now, Yandere Simulator is a community-driven project, but the thing is that other community-driven projects aren't literally stealing assets, art, and music and putting them in their games as their own, because that's illegal. This game gets around copy protection by altering them just slightly enough to get off the radars or IP owners, or having volunteers make the music and artwork. Now, that wouldn't be a problem, except if it wasn't for the fact that these quote-unquote Easter eggs are 90 or 60% of the damn content. Furthermore, there is not a single piece of original music, and that few pieces of music that is original have been commissioned, has not been commissioned. It has all been for free, as far as we know, because he's having volunteers do it. It's the same with the artwork, and that's just wrong. And he hasn't given a single credit to any of these people, any of these volunteers. Now, onto the elephant in the room, the gameplay mechanics. Now, none of the Yandere Simulator's mechanics are original in any way, shape, or form. They are all derivatives of other games, specifically Hitman. Everything in the game is, and everything, specifically Hitman, nearly everything in that game has been ripped from other games. Now, obviously, all games take from each other, but other games shake it up with their own original ideas. For example, Sonic runs and jumps left to right. Blech. I can read. But like Mario, but he goes fast to differentiate the two. Yandere Sims fans will say, "Oh, that's in the time mechanics and the QC art style." But the problem is that art style is just a $10 assets that you can buy off the Unity store. And the time mechanics are stolen from Persona and from Metal Gear Solid. The only thing this game can call its own is its rival goal. which in its current state is not in the goddamn game. Now, all the features in his newer builds are either fixes to design oversights from years ago, or are meant to just stir up more press around the game, which I will get into in my next part. The final accusation is that he's going to slowly trickle out new features and dance around adding the core mechanic for as long as possible to siphon money off of Patreon supporters, and then to fall off the map. And any of you idiots who are supporting him on Patreon, stop. But like I said, the Yandere Simulator is a community-driven project, which also means Patreon, a site designed to help people net funding for projects or startups. But here's the thing: people will make a project appealing enough to net supporters, and then proceed to fall off the map because the money is technically going through Patreon instead of like Kickstarter or GoFundMe. So the Internal Revenue Service, or any other nation's equivalent, can't do anything because it's technically not a donation; it's an investment. Furthermore, banking back onto how it's never coming out is that no publisher, much less platform holder, will want anything to do with it except for maybe Steam. Now, the developer has stated multiple times that he wants to net an M rating, which is fine. However, he's looking at it all the wrong way. The job of a developer is to try to get as low a rating as possible with the story and mechanics at hand. For example, a zombie apocalypse game, you are still expecting an M rating, but you're going to try to keep things down, so to try to get as low of a rating and maybe even get a teen rating. That means toning down on language and blood. Alexander seems to have that backwards. He started the game. When he started the game, it would easily slide with a teen rating, but then he proceeded to add gorier and shittier things to net an M rating, and has continued it to add to that. This is all from the giving him the benefit of the doubt that the game is coming out. But the point, to add to that point, he continues to add shittier and gorier things, is what I'm saying. To the point where the ESRB may even give him an AO, at which point it would never go on any store shelves. And the current quote-unquote features that would make a publisher say hell no to him include murder, kidnapping, stripping, suicide, teen murder, kidnapping, teen suicide, torture. Let's just cover all the bases. You may be saying, oh, well, that's kind of the contents of other games like GTA. However, the reason why I repeated most of those with teen in front of it is because the game graphically depicts this shit with minors. Even the raciest of games like GTA never let you kill minors. In fear, because it goes against the ESRB's guidelines, and would lead to restrictions by the damn government. Now he claims that everyone in the game is 18 years or older, and again, no, the game is set in a fucking high school. You cannot claim that characters are 18 plus, because that's simply not how logic works. This man, somebody get me an Advil, man. This man, he really gives me a fucking headache, man. Basically, what I'm saying is that even if the game gets to a retailable state, which I doubt it, no publisher or platform holder would want anything to do with it. Because, again, all of the things that I listed above, no matter how much he claims that all of these characters are 18 plus, the ESRB aren't fucking idiots. They can see when shit, this kind of shit whenever a developer is trying to get through this by saying that kind of shit. Now, other games have always have done that sort of stuff, but they never ever fully commit to any of those, especially not all of them at once. And I didn't even get into the sexualization part that he seems to be so infatuated with. Yeah. Okay, so that was the video. Big shout out to lol watch this on Twitter for bringing this subject up to my attention. This was just a general overview because there is far too much to go into within, based off the time stamps, probably a 15 to 20 minute video. This is gonna be a bitch to edit. Do I think the game should make it to market? I mean, sure. I think all media deserves to be consumed. Do I think it would be a good game? Fuck no. But the mechanics and the make this game nearly unplayable. But I recently rethought the way I think about games, and nowadays I don't think there's any good or bad games, rather interesting and uninteresting game, and Yandere Simulator will always be an interesting game due to its troubled creator and development. If you'd like a further analysis into the game, I have links in the description to way longer videos. I think the longest one is probably going to be like 2.5 hours long. I wasted like 10 hours of my life researching for this video. Yeah, again, there's way more to talk about. Don't go harassing the developer, or he doesn't deserve it. And if anything, you're going to get yourself in way more deep than it's worth. But there's a lot more funny things to go into, like the fact that he accidentally named the nurse cute eggplant. But yeah, if you liked the video, click the like button, and if you really liked it, share with a friend, subscribe if you aren't, and of course, have a fantastic day, and a fantastic life. Goodbye.